one of the projects that I gotta admit I am most excited about for 2020. And also, I kind of got a lot of grief for it. I'm not gonna put no names out there, but I'm excited about it. This is my introduction to Pan That Palette 2020. There was a method to my madness on why I did the things the way I did with this project, and I'll explain that now. How is everybody? If you're new here, hi, thanks for stopping by. Welcome to the family. My name is Rose. I'm a girl boss on a budget who loves to save money and project pan. Today's video is my introduction into my Pan That palette that I have decided to go with for 2020. This is going to be a year-long project with monthly updates, and the objective is to pick a palette, any palette of your choosing, to try to pan for the entire year. With that being said, the palette that I have decided to try to pan for the year 2020 is the Huda Beauty Muave Obsessions. I got some grief over this because somebody questioned me in a prior video asking me why I wanted to buy a new palette just to pan it. I ended up deleting the comments just because the reason I bought a new palette to want to try to pan it is I want to see exactly how long it's going to take to pan one of Huda Beauty's 9 pan palettes. That is the reason I bought it, was just to see from start to finish a brand new palette how long, if I could do it in a year's period of time, Huda Beauty's Formula 9 pan palette. Also, because I've been wanting this palette since it's come out some couple years ago, and it gave me a good reason to purchase it. Granted, I know, I have 120 something eyeshadow palettes, but, I shouldn't have to feel like I'm being critiqued or being judged for the choices that I make. I'm very open and communicative with you guys, and I let you guys know everything that's going on. I purchased this in November, and I haven't touched it yet. I'm very excited to use it for the sole purpose to see how long, or if I'm able to pan this palette. And I wanted to start with a smaller 9 pan palette like this, so it gave me a good reason to buy it. Yes, I know I don't need any more palettes, and that's another reason why I'm going on this 2-year no buy starting in the new year. I'm very excited to be a part and start my first Pan That palette. This is going to be my first one. I even tried to reach out to this person and make amends to this person, and I've heard nothing but, hey, everybody is entitled to their own opinions. That person didn't understand why I did it, and I've been since trying to explain why. But you know what? Also, at the end of the day, I don't really have to explain my reasoning to nobody. If I wanted to buy 10 palettes, before my no buy, I will do that. That's just the way it is. I've been very expressionable and explaining why I wanted to pan this palette. And if the lady is watching, she knows who she is. Just because something doesn't make sense to you, it doesn't mean it don't make sense to me, because to me, it makes perfect sense on why I chose to buy this palette as my Pan That palette. Another reason is because it is a 9 pan palette. It's a smaller palette. I don't own many smaller palettes. Yes, I own some ColourPop ones. I wanted this palette to be my Pan That palette for 2020, and that is it. Plain and simple. There's not much more, I can get into about it, but I'm very excited. And of course, I wanted to get my intro video up just briefly with you guys and let you know what my goals are, what I'm going to try to attempt to do with this palette in the year's period of time. And starting with my goals for this palette is, of course, I want to try to hit pan on every shade in the palette, obviously. And then my year-end goal is I want to try to at least finish up 3 of the 9 shades. Then my biggest goal that I have for this palette, of course, is to try to finish up the entire palette by the end of the year. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to be able to do that, but I am sure going to give it one hell of a try. This is absolutely gorgeous palette. It's definitely taken me some time to decide on what kind of palette I was going to use for my Pan That palette. I know I could have used one of the many eyeshadow palettes that I own, and that's why I believe the lady didn't understand, because I have a large collection. But also that's why I'm going on a no buy and deciding to do some of the things that I'm doing in the new year, is because I have a problem buying eyeshadow palettes, obviously. And when I seen the opportunity arise in my mind to buy this palette, I decided, perfect, you know, I can use that as my Pan That palette for 2020. Of course, I jumped on it, and that's really it. There's no other reasoning behind it. It is a really pretty palette. It's a mauve palette, so it's going to be interesting. I have not touched this palette or done any swatches or anything with it yet, so this is the first time. I mean, granted, I know this palette is very familiar with a lot of people, but it is new to my collection, and I am just stoked about seeing how far I can get with this palette. If I can pan the whole thing in the new year, or if I can at least hit one of my 3 goals that I set for this palette. And at least if I'm going to try my best to see if I can't pan all 9 shadows, and at least try to finish up entirely 3 out of the 9. And then my ultimate end all goal is to try to finish the entire palette in the year of 2020. As far as if I know it's going to happen, I definitely don't know, but it is a super gorgeous palette. There's a couple of the shimmers. Let me show you guys a couple swatches of some of the matte shades. I really enjoy Huda Beauty's formula. I own all of her bigger palettes. I'm not the greatest at doing swatches, but that's basically everything. I just wanted to give you a couple swatches, hop on here and explain the reasoning why I'm doing what I'm doing, and why I decided to choose the 9-pan Huda Beauty Muave Obsession, why I bought it, what my goals are for the year with this palette. I'm very excited to join and be doing my first official Pan That palette. Yes, I know I bought a new palette to pan, but hey, those are my motives, those are my reasonings behind it, and you know, I think I did the best that I could in explaining why I did that. And of course, you know, with the years coming, I don't think I'm going to be purchasing, especially next year or the year after, being on a 2-year no buy. I won't be buying any more palettes for some years, you guys. So, of course, next year I'm going to choose one of my own palettes as my Pan That palette. But for this year, we're starting with the Huda Beauty Muave Obsessions. So I'm very excited to see. This is my official intro. I will try to do, and I don't know if I'll necessarily do monthly updates on this, but I will keep you guys informed, and I will do updates on this when I feel they are necessary, maybe every 6 weeks. It just depends on the progress and when I hit pan and stuff like that, but I'm very excited. And if you guys have any comments or questions, feel free to leave some comments down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. That is everything, you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until my next video, everybody enjoy the rest of their day. Bye.